Howdy, 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 and welcome back to the show. Good weekend of racing last weekend, or this past weekend, whatever, however you want to say it. At Talladega, pretty good nationwide race, pretty good Cup race. Kind of a disappointing finish to that one, but we'll get into that here in a second. Let me just kind of throw together a setup here. Before I get into the Cup race to Sunday, I do want to talk a little bit about the nationwide race and what I have decided and deemed the worst rule in NASCAR, and that is the just absolutely silly, goofy, you can hit but not push rule. The whole arbitrary way of getting rid of tandem racing while keeping the specter of the drivers being able to do what they want and being able to bump draft or whatever. And that's just that rule is just so ridiculous. And you saw it in full play, like at the end of the race, and NASCAR didn't call it, no one got in trouble. And of course, riders and everyone, and some fans are all, freaking out because that is the rule. You're not supposed to be able to push, and they were definitely leaning on each other and pushing on each other, and that was they were breaking that rule, and NASCAR didn't call them on it. And you know what? This is one moment where I'm totally fine with NASCAR being inconsistent. Sorry, Tony. Because that rule sucks. It does. That rule is terrible. It's arbitrary. It's hard to it's near impossible to enforce fairly. It's just, and it doesn't let the drivers actually race. I'm of the mind that as long as they're not being asses out on the track, if they're not wrecking people on purpose or doing anything, drivers should be able to do whatever they want. Now, if you want to manipulate the front ends and the engines or however so that tandem racing is impossible or at least difficult, then fine. NASCAR can do that. I'm fine with that. But don't sit there and just say, yeah, you guys don't push each other or we'll penalize you. That's bad. No. That rule needs to be gone. That rule needs to go the way of the dinosaur, of the dodo, of insert extinct entity here, the way of Enron. It makes me mad. It gets me all fired up, and I don't know. Just get rid of it. Just please get rid of it. If fans don't like tandem racing, well then guess what? They should just not watch the 3 nationwide series races of the year that they tandem race, because they've pretty much gotten rid of it in Cup, and it was never really a good idea in trucks, just because of the way that the cars are designed, or the trucks are designed, the race vehicles are built. So, but yeah, let's get rid of that rule. On to the Cup race, which was very exciting. It's very fun to watch. I thought there would be a period where they all kind of got single file and ran around the top line just because, and just to take it easy. And that never happened. There was never a moment where the guys kind of, took it easy. They were 2-3 wide pretty much the whole event, and I mean, of course, they got 4 wide a few times, and they might have tried 5 wide. I don't know, but you had the goofiest deal of the whole afternoon was when Keselowski wrecked off of Danica, and at first I was completely on Danica's side of that accident, and it looked to me like in real time that Keselowski just cut across her nose. And the more replays I saw of that, it looked completely different. Like, it looked totally like Danica had come up in him, and she explained that that's what had happened, and that she was looking in her mirror at Jeff Gordon or whoever it was behind her and was following her and figured he had the momentum, and she just misjudged it. Oh well, it happens. Keselowski made a ridiculous save, just an absolute incredible save, and Trevor Bayne did a great job to not run over him when he came back up on the track. But I mean, it tore up his front end, and they had to repair it, and it tore up Jamie McMurray's car. So that part of it kind of stopped. But The goofy thing about it was then Keselowski gets up there racing with everybody while he's 6 laps down, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a if I'm in Kes's shoes, I'm trying to think of ways I can get the most lap backs and the laps back, snapbacks. I don't know. Oh god, this race is almost over. He's up there trying to get as many of his laps back as he can, and he's 6 laps down. If you get up there and you get in front of everybody, and then a caution comes out, and you get to, sorry, I almost burped there. You can lost my train of thought. The train has left the station. If you get up there and you get around everybody and you get to where you're leading the pack, you've effectively made up 1 lap, and then if a caution comes out, you're the lucky dog, so you can make up another lap. Which I think McMurray was ahead of him, but if he did that a couple of times, I mean, he could make up a lot of ground. So I understood why he was doing it, but if you're gonna race up there 6 laps down, don't drive like a pissed off teenager, and that's what he was driving like. I mean, he got up there, he was forcing himself into position, like I kind of did to poor Mike Skinner there. He wasn't really running over anybody, but he was driving like a dunce up there, way too aggressive for someone in his position. And he ended up spinning out. Whether it was air or whatever, I don't know. But he lost it and wrecked and took out a bunch of really good cars in the process. But yeah, so he made himself look like a dunce, and that's 2 weeks in a row now that he's kind of been a little bit iffy. But oh well. Matt Kenseth had a good line. He echoed Keselowski's words to him, calling his move mind-boggling, and it really was kind of interesting how hard he was racing. He didn't need to be doing that. I mean, he needed to be, fair or whatever. But and then toward the end of the race, I really thought things were like everyone started dropping to the back, like the 88 and a bunch of other cars that had been decent all day, kind of started dropping to the back, like expecting a big wreck up there. And with about 10 to go, or about 12, or however many it was to go, there were so few cars like in that front group, like they were driving crazy. But there were so few cars up there, I was like, they have enough room to be stupid. They're not gonna wreck. So I of course tweeted out, and if you haven't noticed, we're in podcast mode because the race ended really quickly. But I tweeted out, man, I don't think this is gonna there's not gonna be another yellow, and these guys are screwing up. I think I exactly said bold prediction. We're gonna go green the rest of the way, or something to that effect. And I believe 1 lap later is when Jimmy Johnson spun out in front of everybody and took out a few more cars. But so that was a nice foot and mouth moment. But then they had the final restart. Denny Hamlin was leading, and the caution comes out right as they're at the start finish line. There's really no time for them to throw the yellow flag there. There just isn't. I mean, that would have taken a heck of a and they're trying to see if they need to throw a caution there, because everyone righted their stuff. I mean, Alex Bowman didn't. He ended up nose first into the outside wall, but Allgaier made a pretty good save, and but he tore off his whole front bumper, and it was laying there right at the start finish line. They had to throw a caution, and Hamlin ends up winning the race by default, and every Twitter lights up, well, why don't they have the ARCA rule? They should race green-white-checkered, then we should get a green flag finish. Why? So that we can further randomize the running order and tear up more equipment? I understand it's more exciting, that it's also more WWE, but it's more exciting to have green flag finishes. I don't care. If it finishes under yellow, it finishes under yellow. That's the way it's meant to finish. Okay? Don't come up with some arbitrary reason to finish under green, especially at a play track where it's basically just, it's just chaos anyway. I mean, I don't know. I'm sick of all these rules that randomize things and placate the vocal minority of fans who are ticked off about things, and gets me all fired up and such. But anyways, it did feel hollow. I mean, I still don't feel like the race has ended. I'm still waiting for the final, for like one more restart. But that's just the way it is, man. Not everything's going to be exciting. Not everything's going to be the way you want it to be. So we just need to deal with it. That's just my opinion on it. But anyways, I guess I'm on to Indianapolis next week. I'll save it. The Cup Series is going to yeah, that one track. My mind just went blank. I can't. Yep, quality. This is the quality stuff. Anyways, I will catch y'all on the flip side. This one went off the rails pretty badly, but I'll see y'all next time. I'll do better. Catch you on the flip side. J-Mac out.